Sutton Children's has had a dramatic impact on children and their families in this community.
One of the best things about Sutton Children's is that Christus is a faith-based institution and a faith-based organization.
I will live it for the rest of my life. All the little scenarios we went through, it was beautiful how they worked as a team.
Sometimes I ask my mama, why couldn't they have it too? But my mama said everything happens for a reason.
Everything about her is just special. That's the love of my life.
There's no better feeling in the world than to make a child better and have them leave smiling and be appreciative.
It takes less work to smile than it does to frown. And a lot of the research does show if a child can smile a little bit and tries to go to do something fun, that a lot of the healing will happen faster.
One of the things I've learned is that I need inspiration myself, and so I get that by going out onto the floors and interacting with the doctors and the nurses. And when you get out on the floor at Sutton Children's, you find grateful patients and you find grateful families. Sometimes you hear stories about miraculous things that occurred, and that's inspiring for us. It reminds us about why we're here in the first place.
When Zamara was born, she was 3 pounds and 12 ounces.
About the length of my hand.
Yeah. Her small intestines was wrapped around her colon, and she lost 95% of her small intestines at birth.
Because the intestine was twisted off, a significant portion of her intestine had to be removed because it was no longer alive. And there is definitely a point at which it's too late to do anything.
To get that news and say that she has 95% of her small intestines has to be removed the same day, it was a blow.
I got emotional. I broke down and, one of the doctors said she might not make it.
Sutton Children's Hospital really has a team approach to dealing with these problems.
As soon as Zamaria arrived here, it didn't take long. They immediately sent her in. They already had staff on standby.
I just prayed and prayed, that she would make out of that situation.
It is important that the doctors and the nurses look at the patients differently. They're not just a number. They really look at the patients as a person and someone they can help. We were able to hook everything back together and get her intestines back in continuity. More times than not, if we just keep working with our team, these patients are able to slowly but surely improve. And it is amazing what can happen over time.
A child who is long-term in the hospital with a chronic illness like Zamaria actually has to achieve every developmental milestone in that hospital environment. And so we use toys, we use things that would be age appropriate. And so having a play mat in her room, helping them learn ways that they could help a child begin to thrive, think, learn, grow, and develop is a really exciting opportunity as a child life specialist.
Now we can see it coming to pass now that she can run a little bit, and she has energy. She's able to do a lot of things, and that's what makes her so special.
Without Sutton Children's Hospital, we wouldn't know how our daughter would be right now, where she would be right now. We are really grateful.
They did a lot from, time she was born to now, and she's 4. Because she was on every floor and everybody just fell in love with her, and I just love this hospital because they really took care of my grandbaby.
If your child is sick, you just want them to be better. And you want that miracle of seeing your child healthy again. And at Sutton Children's, those miracles happen and kids get better because of the outstanding care that they are receiving at Sutton Children's Medical Center.
Sutton Children's is unique for a lot of reasons, but probably the most important is that it is a faith-based hospital that has the values of the sisters to care for children.
People become comfortable with you when they feel like you're treating them in the eyes of God and within a faith-based system, because they know that they're being protected by something much more powerful than themselves.
When I first met Joshua and I found out that he had sickle cell, of course, as a child life specialist, I'm going to ask, so Joshua, what is sickle cell? And he was able to tell me at an early age that my blood is sick.
Blood cells turn into a crescent moon, or some say boomerang, and it starts scraping into your veins. It hurts bad. I just have to deal with it.
Basically, during the sickle cell crisis, the patient will get, very severe pain. It also damages like your organs, your internal organs.
He'll come in and he'll be in for a week, he'll get out for 2 days, and he'll be back in for another week. That's got to be hard for a child to go through that kind of stuff.
The longest stay that we've had so far here was 30 days. He spent about 2.5 weeks in ICU, so that was very scary.
It felt like getting kicked around all the time when I was in pain. My chest just didn't stop hurting. They had to put me on a medicine pump.
Is it infection? Is it just stress? Is it his body, his blood shutting down?
At that point in time, they were all just saying, we don't know if he's going to be here by tomorrow. We just have to wait and see. They have a place where you can go into prayer. So I went down, I kneeled, I would pray over him, and I would try my best not to cry, but it's hard to see your child in so much pain. It's hard to tell your child good night and not know if this is the last time that, he's going to be able to respond to you at all.
The doctor said that we had to wait till the morning time to see if he's still here. I had closed my eyes and I had a dream about that. I felt somebody shaking on me and just shaking me and trying to wake me up, but I just wouldn't wake up. And then I see my uncle Jimmy coming down and God, and he asked me, was I ready? And I said no, I wanted to spend some more time with my family. I had woke up the next morning and I started blinking. She said under her breath, thank you, Jesus.
Without faith, we don't have anything. Faith without work is dead. And anytime Josh is in the hospital, the chaplain is going to make her way around. Even when I feel like I don't have anyone here, the chaplain, with her smile, she'll come in and make it, seem all better. So I really appreciate her for that.
Helping a child that's severely ill and be able to pull them back from a severe illness that could have damaged them severely or even killed them. Every day we are working in God's hands.
Anytime anyone comes in, not just Joshua, I've seen other patients and they all treat them like family.
Child life specialists come in and work with children with sickle cell like Joshua. We would work with them on distraction techniques and how to cope with pain to go along with the pain meds. So
they'll come in with different photographs and different information about what the surgery is and what it entails, but they break it down to a level that children are able to understand, and it takes some of the worry off the kids and they're not so scared.
And so when a child comes in, we think about, as child life specialists and at a pediatric hospital, we think about what would a child be doing if they were at school or at home? And that's where the fun begins.
When we're in the ER, he brings me TVs so we can watch the movies and stuff.
Sutton is the place to be. The staff is wonderful. The doctors are very thorough. And the child life specialists that they have here will do whatever they have to do to make the stay much better than what it would be without them.
And these are all things that most people think they have to go off somewhere to get, but it's right here in Shreveport, Louisiana.
I think Josh really loves Sutton Children's, a little more than he should.
We take pride in the care that we provide to our children. The children that are admitted to the Sutton Children PICU will get the care which my child will get the care if it is in the ICU. Anything less will not be acceptable to me. I got a distress call about like 1 a.m. in the morning from the nursing staff that there is a patient admitted and need my services and not doing better.
Phoebe is a very complicated little child. She has Prader-Willi syndrome, but on top of that, her prematurity is also added to the problems. Along with that, she's got chronic lung disease. It would take an expert like Dr. Qureshi and his team to understand what they were dealing with.
And they said she had pneumonia, and we thought we were coming upstairs for 3 or 4 days. And then by that night, she was fighting for her life and was put on a ventilator.
Because her lungs were actually bursting, the air was leaking into her body cavities, and we saw it on the x-ray. Her face was all puffed out, her whole body was puffed out like a balloon.
The condition was so worse that I talked to them, and even we got the do not resuscitate orders in case she don't survive. But they had my guarantee that I will never give up, and I don't ever give up.
We would wake up all times of the night during our stays here, especially the first week, the first most critical part. And we'd look down the hallway, we'd come down to see Phoebe, and we'd see Dr. Qureshi sitting there in the hallway, parked at the door, watching my child, making sure that he did all he could to bring her out of this. And with true passion and true heart, he sat there at that door. It's priceless.
She was leaking air from the lungs everywhere. It was going into the neck, face, arms, legs, even up to the knees. When
Phoebe would go through her crisis, she went through 4 very critical crises. We'd be standing in the doorway, and we'd watch the team operate. You know, function as a solid team, not one, everybody working together in cohesion.
We spent day and night on Phoebe for about 4 weeks.
Phoebe could not be transported because she had so many support systems on her. So we knew if the oscillator failed for Phoebe that we wouldn't have Phoebe. And your child is laying there and you don't know if she's going to make it. Only thing left to hold you up is prayer.
We were lucky that we were able to save Phoebe. And not only to save the Phoebe, but bring her back to her original or better than the original position when she was admitted.
His goal was to get Phoebe out of here like she came in. No oxygen, just like she was, you know, a healthy little child. Dr. Qureshi did his goal, made his goal. Phoebe came back better than ever, just like a revised little version of Phoebe. She is more alert. She's moved up on her computer skills. She has more dexterity in her fingertips. So we've got a new improved Phoebe.
I was just a member of the team. You know, we have an excellent nursing staff which take extreme care of these patients. These nursing staff are not ordinary nursing staff.
Every one of them was so expert at what they did. You know, that's the whole combination of the doctor's skills and the nursing skill is what saved Phoebe's life, you know.
This is the place to come. I wouldn't waste time going somewhere else if your child's sick, because you don't know how severe it might be, and you want to already be where they have the equipment and the doctors with the specialties at.
We know if it wouldn't have been for this hospital, Phoebe would not be alive. We know for a fact.
You know, back in 2005, this community did not have Sutton Children's Hospital. And because of the hopes and dreams of a number of people, and because of the determination of the sisters, we now have an excellent children's hospital.
I hope in the future that we continue to add specialties as well as care so we can maximize the care for the community.
I wish nobody ever needed this place. That's not what's going to happen. People do need this place. So having a chance to actually impact families and help them shape the way that they move forward from this point is really powerful.
Sutton Children's has a lot of needs. We have needs in terms of new equipment. We have needs in terms of new specialists. And so the extra dollars that come are not going to be used for bricks and mortar. What we need is to invest in our people, and we need to invest in some more cutting-edge technology that new specialists are going to require. Don't tell yourself that it can't be done. Instead, dream about what's possible and give and be passionate about it, and dreams do come true.